Hello everyone and welcome to a skyblock video. I think I need to explain myself first. So as you probably noticed, or maybe depending on when you watch this, you didn't notice because, whatever. Anyways, basically, if you didn't notice, there's been a lack of videos, a lack of content. Don't disregard the fact that there's just a whole onslaught with Arachne here. Whatever's going on in the background here, it does not mean anything. Oh, that's literally Arachne. Okay, and then you just died instantly. And we also got a chest plate. Okay, that's pretty cool. So basically, there's two reasons as to why there's been a lot of content. Well, I guess technically three, but basically that third reason is literally just the fact that I got back from vacation and I guess enjoying some time to come back or something. I don't know, but today's video is not about that. Okay, maybe we'll devote some other video, but we're not going to be talking all video about that. So like I said, I've been gone for two reasons, one of which is because I've been just I kind of fell behind making the previous video, or like the newest skyblock video that I'm planning to make here really soon. And I kind of fell behind for it because I honestly and then we get a whole bestiary milestone. Okay, wow, there are a lot of things going on with the game here. I didn't anticipate to be talking about the game here, and there's just a lot of stuff. And I got a tarantula pet. What is even going on right now? Oh my goodness. Where even is Arachne? Hello? Okay, I guess it's already dead. Like I've been trying to say before I got really into it. So like I was saying, it was a little bit rough because I kept changing my mind on certain things. So the video was taking a little bit longer than I ideally wanted it to, but I guess that's fine. Hopefully that means it will allow for a better video to be made at the end of the day. So hope that's fine, I guess. And the other reason was just because I've been sitting inside my farms doing... Alright, so I guess at this point we can actually start talking about what I wanted to talk about today. So, yes, today we're going to be talking about skyblock. I know, very exciting stuff. Never been done before, although I start every video like this. Okay, let's just talk about what the main idea is today. Today is a very important kind of subject, I guess, in the grand scheme of life. Skyblock, I don't know. Basically, right now is probably the perfect time to play skyblock, and let me explain myself. So if you've been around for a good chunk of skyblock, if not the entirety of skyblock's lifespan, you would know how kind of turbulent it is in its life cycle, I think you would say. I don't know how to describe it. Basically, to me personally, there's three types of, or there's three eras of skyblock, if that makes sense. There's classic skyblock, which is the beginning, and then there's that weird mid segment where I wouldn't say it was most people would consider it the content drought, but to some degree it wasn't really the content drought because there was certain things about the game that were kind of cool and were actually pretty good content. So I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe what that is specifically. And then era 3, which is kind of what we're in right now, which is kind of the renaissance of skyblock. It's not really a renaissance, it's more so a renaissance in how the game is, if that makes any sense. To the main idea of this video is that there is so much good about skyblock now. Now you may be wondering, where did this idea come from? This wasn't something that just appeared out of nowhere, right? Well, I mean, I guess you can kind of say that, but to some degree, I feel like this is something that's happening within the community. So obviously, me personally, I made my great grandiose return to skyblock. I know, everybody cared, woohoo! Yeah, anyways, well, I mean, I cared a lot because the video completely blew up out of my mind. I'm like, thank you so much for that. Jesus Christ, I had no idea that so many people cared that I returned to hypixel skyblock. But this isn't just me. This has been kind of a community-wide thing where just so many people are out here and they're all returning to skyblock. I mean, there are just some people that I see in my, I don't know what you call it, my YouTube recommended page or whatever, where it's people are just making their grandiose return to skyblock and it's super cool and everybody's happy and that kind of thing. Basically what I'm trying to get at here is how perfect it is to get into skyblock right now. I mean, think about how it is, how the game is now currently, how it was to about, let's say, a year or two ago. I mean, the game is so vastly different and it's honestly so much for the better. I know this is comparing apples to oranges here, but let's compare how skyblock was to how skyblock is currently. Let's say, for example, going back to 2019, where, whatever, you start off the game, it was new, it was fresh, you went to the Blazing Fortress, and then you went to the, okay, I wouldn't say the end because I wasn't out at the time, but let's say, you went to the Blazing Fortress to kill some mobs, explore the spider's den, kill, the deep cavern mobs, and, that was about it, it was cool for what it was, but compared to how it is now, there is so much content, and not only is there so much content in the game now, there's not only like a reason to do it with the whole skyblock leveling system, but it's just they're just like, I don't know how to say it. It's so expansive in the things that you can do in the game now. Let's take what I was saying before, right? You know, you headed off to the Blazing Fortress, maybe the Spider's Den, maybe to the Deep Caverns to do some mining and some killing of some mobs. You know, that was cool and all, right? But compared to how it is now, for starters, the Nether area has gone completely 180. Instead of it being that little early game area that no one really cared about because there wasn't really anything to do there, because all there was like, what, the magma boss that everyone cared about for like 5 seconds when the game first came out, and then it became completely irrelevant. So relevant that they got rid of its main drop. So yeah, that was kind of funny. But regardless, though, you get what I'm trying to say, right? Is that like nowadays it is now this whole end game area with the end game Slayer in it, and all these super tough mini bosses and all these crazy things that you can do in it. I don't know, I haven't done anything when it comes to, you know, the whole yeah, I am a bit of a noob. I'll address that in a future video or something, but yeah, it's grandiose is what I'm trying to say here. And like I said, the other areas, maybe you headed off to the Spider's Den. I mean, here it is now, and now it's totally revamped. I mean, there's that whole like early game, mid game ish boss that you kind of fight with Arachne down there. There's the whole like, there's 2 different spider areas. There's like the early game area where there's, you know, that whole kind of like vertical cave thing or whatever, and then you have the kind of late, I wouldn't say late game, but you know what I'm trying to get at, right? When you do spider slayers, everybody goes down into that dirt cave or whatever. That's where like that's where the pros go to fight Spider Snowy. But you know what I'm getting at, right? It's completely changed from what it used to be. There's now the Grandma Wolf Shack house thing or whatever, and there's the spider relics, which are pretty cool. I mean, like before, there was really nothing to do. You just kind of went there, you got your gravel and your spider collections, and that was about it. You did Tarantula Slayer there, but I mean, that's not too much to say, I guess. And the third area, there's the whole Deep Caverns things, which have been, oh my goodness. I mean, mining, oh my goodness. It has been so like greatly resolved. I wouldn't say resolved, but you know what I'm trying to get at here, right? It is just, oh my goodness, it is so expansive. There's the heart of the mountain tree. There's drills now. There's custom ores with gemstones and titanium and mithril, and just, it is so expansive. And like I said, the heart of mountain tree and all the new armors like Devon and the forge with all those items and gemstone slots and everything. And it's like, it is just so like, it was so cool when it first came out in Dwarven Mines, and that was cool as is. And then they had Crystal Hollows, and it's completely changed is what I'm trying to get at here. And that's the overall message that I'm trying to get at here, is that skyblock is in a great place as to where it is now. There's so much to do. There's so many things that you can do with the game. There's many different ways to approach the game. Instead of it being, you know, oh, get the best armor. I mean, okay, I'm not saying that getting the best armor isn't like the main goal, but when I say different approaches, and it's kind of enforced in the Nether, like Crimson Isle area, where you can choose between the 2 different factions for Barbarian and Mage. That's kind of like, it's kind of symbolic to how the game can be played now. Like now there's a legitimate play style you can play for Mage and Barbarian, or, you know, single attack, like, you know, melee damage, clicking on stuff like this, you know what I mean, instead of doing the whole Mage thing. And like I've repeated many times throughout this video already, probably, there is just so much content, and skyblock is in an amazing place. I mean, we literally just got a brand new update with the Rift update, and I haven't played that either, if I'm going to be totally honest. I'm sorry, I haven't played any updates, but it came out at a bad time, okay? The update literally came out, and that was like a couple of days, like before I was going to leave for a cruise, like a whole vacation, okay? So, I mean, it came out at the worst possible time. I was gone for a week. I couldn't play anything. I couldn't even do anything because there was no internet in the open ocean, and yeah, I've been away from a lot of the updates, but we're not talking about that today. But yeah, I'm not really too sure who this video is for. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I to be honest, this kind of sounds like an ad, but I mean, genuinely, I am just here to promote good games. You know what I mean? Like, skyblock is in an amazing place. If there is any greater time to play skyblock, if you're a new player, which if that's the case, this is quite the opening video to start your skyblock career on. I don't know, if you're like a new player or whatever, enjoy the game, I guess, but in my own humble opinion, don't play this game. Don't play this game, because it is an addiction. You will get sucked in, and you will never want to leave this game. It will cost you hours, if not years of your life, as it has to me and plenty of other people. So yeah, try to pace yourself, you know, don't get addicted is what I'm trying to say here. But to those of you who are watching this video, and probably the more likely audience that is watching this video, and you actually already play the game, yeah, if you quit the game just like me for whatever reason, this is honestly a great time to come back to it. And yeah, I know I'm not okay. Well, I wouldn't say I'm not advertised to say any of this. You know, I think that's blatantly obvious considering the pretty insignificant amount of, I guess, clout, I guess you would call it. I don't know what you would call it, but basically, yeah, I'm not like some kind of grandiose YouTuber that would get paid by Hypixel to advertise their game mode or something like that. Like I'm just here to promote good games. You know, what can I say? It's a good thing to promote good games. You know, I think that's how it should be. You know, good games should be promoted and lauded as such for being, you know, good games. But yeah, I guess that was the ultimatum of this video. If you quit the game, genuinely, this is a great time to start. There's so much content to do. From what I've heard, the Rift update is actually a really good place for people that like just got back into the game, because you pretty much start at ground level 0. I mean, everything is pretty much taken from you and everybody kind of starts on the same playing field. You know what I mean? Like even top level players, like even they started at ground 0 when the Rift update came out. So it's a pretty cool place to start off. You know what I mean? If you don't know where to start with that, and then, you know, make your way through all the crazy stuff that's been introduced, like Crimson Isle and the Garden, and depending on when you left, like Crystal Hollows and skyblock levels. I mean, there's a lot to do in this game, you know what I mean? And even for somebody like me who's, you know, took some time away from the game, a good, like, you know, year or so or something like that, you know, it's a great time to be playing the game. And, you know, as sheltered as I've kind of treated my whole skyblock playthrough, if that makes any sense, considering how, you know, just like I said, I haven't gone through the Crimson Isle update, even though it's literally been like what, almost a year and a half since that update came out. Yeah, I still have a lot of catching up to do, but you know, that's for probably a future video, something like that. I don't know. So what did we learn today? Well, we learned that hypixel skyblock is, you know, it's a cool game, not gonna lie. Like I said, this video ended up turning out to be an advertisement. I can't even speak properly. I didn't really mean for that to happen. I don't really know what this video is. You know, like I said at the beginning of this video, new content to come. It's going to be exciting stuff, and yeah, I don't want to waste too much of your time because I feel like I always drag out these outros. So yeah, I'm going to see you in the next video. Take care.